Make-A-Wish friends. I'm Michelle from Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington, and today I have with me two very special guests. They are both Wish alumni, and they are from two different chapters. We have Bradon from Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington, and we have Jane from Make-A-Wish North Dakota. I'm so excited to let them tell you their story about their wish, how it's impacted their lives, and you'll see a very common theme that ties their two wishes together, and also the theme of today, which is Earth Day. Bradon and Jane, I'll let you guys take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Michelle. So Jane, it's so nice to meet you finally, and I think it would be really cool to hear a little bit more about your wish.
Yeah, it's really nice to meet you too. Back when I was 16, I was given a Make-A-Wish, and I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do, but I drove 8 hours on my way to doctors and back, and I always drove by beehives, and one day I just thought, I could do that, why not? And so I called up my Make-A-Wish and said that I wanted bees, and they were kind of like, what do you mean you want bees? And I told them, like, I just want bees. And so they said, all right. And so for my Make-A-Wish, they started out my day by taking me to 5-Star Honey in Minot, which is where I'm from. And they were the ones that sponsored me. And so they showed me around because I'd never even been around bees. So I was just kind of crazy and decided to go for it. So they showed me around their place and taught me all about bees. And then by the end of the day, I had all the knowledge, and then they presented me with my own bees. And then to top it off, when it was time to harvest for the first time, because like I said, I had no clue what I was doing, Will and Peggy were nice enough to then come out to my place and show me how to harvest the honey and what I would need to do in the future. And overall, just very helpful, because I just dove right in and didn't know what I was doing until after the fact, and then I started to learn more about it. But yeah, tell me about yours.
Yeah, so I was a little younger. I was, I think I was 10 when we first started talking about the opportunity of a wish. And I was always really into bugs and entomology. And so when I heard when my parents told me that I could wish for anything, I instantly knew what I wanted to do. And that was to go to the Amazon and hunt for bugs on a bug safari. And so then in the summer of 2015, my whole family and I went on a week-long trip to the rainforest of Panama. And we spent a whole week there, and it was absolutely amazing. I hunted bugs, tromped around the rainforest, everything I wished for, right? And I always think about the fact that if I'd gone by myself without Make-A-Wish, it would not have been the same. I got to do things that no one else would have been able to do. I met people that I wouldn't have the connection to without Make-A-Wish. And another really amazing thing that I got to do is I got to go with one of my really good entomologist friends that I met like the year before we went. And so his name is Phil Torres, and he came with us, and he had been to the rainforest a number of times, and he's a real entomologist. And we got to tromp around. He showed me how to take pictures and stuff, and it was everything I ever wanted, and it was absolutely amazing. And I look back at it, and I couldn't think of anything that I would rather have done, even though it was only a week. And it's not something that I can do all the time. I still have a ton of pictures, and it's definitely worth it. So, yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Back to your wish, and that is beekeeping. I'm also really into beekeeping. Actually, last year was my first season as a beekeeper. And so what is your best advice for all of those new beekeepers out there?
Yeah, so like I said, my advice would be actually, I guess you can kind of just go for it. I feel like that's kind of the best way to learn is hands-on. But another really important thing is just keeping up with everything that's going on, because our environment is constantly changing with everything going on in the world. And so therefore everything that affects bees is always changing, and there are always new viruses, new pests, new anything. So really just like staying up to date on everything that affects them, I think is really important, because sometimes like I run into an issue and have no idea what it is. But if you are like keeping up with things that are going on, then you have more of an idea of what the issue might be. And I haven't run into anything crazy, but just like staying on top of everything, I think is definitely the most important.
That's awesome. I heard that you make bee products and stuff. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I originally just did honey, because like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I have my own business. It's called Buzz Off Honey, and my parents have a winery, so I would have all the honey and I would sell it at their winery, just because that was the easiest way. And I would go to local farmer markets and that kind of thing. And I got really into environmentally friendly things, so then I started making the Beeswax Wraps that you use instead of saran wrap. Because I had all this excess wax from when I was harvesting and taking all the capping off. So I saved that to then make these products. And I tried getting into making lip balm and that kind of thing, but I wasn't very good at it. So I did not go through with that. But I experimented with it. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I know that you're still doing work with your wish. How has your wish impacted your life right now?
I came home from my trip, and I was, I think, 11 at the time. And I came back and I was, more excited about bugs than ever. And what I started realizing is that many other kids like me have this interest and this passion for bugs. And unfortunately, a lot of the time it kind of fades away. But if they get really into it, it can introduce them to all the sciences. So through bugs, like bugs are the most accessible, entomology is the most accessible science. And so, because they're everywhere, kids are really into them at a young age, and that introduces them to a lot of things. And when I realized that I need to do my part in teaching every kid, anyone and everyone, even college students, even high school students, about the amazing world of entomology. And that will get more people into the sciences at a young age. So I started teaching bug workshops in person, and we would pin bugs, we would hold my live bugs, go out and hunt for bugs, and put together nature journals and stuff at these classes. And then eventually that turned into a business, and it's my academy is called Little Dude's Insect Academy. I don't call myself Little Dude, but that was my nickname when I was littler. And so that's the name of the business now. And so that we did in-person classes, and then that eventually turned into some online stuff as well. So for the past 2.5 years, I've been hosting a podcast where I interview real-life entomologists that do this for a job. And that's just another part of Little Dude's Insect Academy. And then one of the really new things is that we've actually turned Little Dude's Insect Academy from a business into a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So as of recently, you can now go to our website and donate and make these classes happen. And the benefit of doing that is the classes are now free to parents and to schools and things. And so we can introduce even more kids to anyone and everyone. Doesn't matter where they live, doesn't matter if they can afford it or not, because it's just made this way more accessible to everyone. And that was the whole idea about making Little Dudes a nonprofit organization. So that's a newer thing, but it's still really exciting. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
So as you guys may know, today is Earth Day, and this we wanted to talk about something that really applies to both me and Jane, and really everyone, and that is pollinators. And pollinators are really important to our environment. So so I just wanted to talk all about pollinators, sort of highlight some really cool pollinators that work for us every day.
Yeah, when people think of pollinators, people mostly think of bees, but birds, bats, butterflies, beetles, and all sorts of small mammals are also pollinators. But most people just think bees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and something that a lot of people probably don't know is that 1 in every 3 bites of food that you eat, and pollinators are responsible for that one in every 3 bites. So they provide so much food for us, and if they weren't around, then I believe neither would we. So that is really important, and we wouldn't be able to grow our food without them. And yeah, like you said, it's not just bees. Butterflies, birds, even bats. Bats are pollinators. Beetles, a lot of bugs, and then a lot of birds, and animals that are not bugs. So a lot of people think about that, but it's not just bugs that are pollinators. So that's really cool.
But you have bees, right?
Mm-hmm. I do. Yeah.
What made you get into beekeeping? Like, what drew you into it? What do you think is so neat about bees?
So what I really like about bees personally is the construct of the hive and the way that they communicate to each other, and about how they work for the betterment of not only themselves, but more so for the rest of the hive. So the bees will do anything to protect the queen. They'll do anything to protect the honey, because that's the livelihood of the hive. And I've always just thought it's really interesting how they communicate through pheromones and through movements and things, and how they can tell other workers of the hive exactly where a food source is. And so that's really been interesting to me. And also, I guess a plus to beekeeping is the honey, but that's not really why we beekeep. That's not really why we keep bees. That's just a plus in my opinion. So, and they're just really fun. They have there's so many crazy, interesting facts about them that are out there. And also another reason why it was really good for my academy is that over the lockdown, that was one of the best ways that I could show students and other people the amazing nature of animals and insects is through bees, because I could take videos of them, I could show them the processes of beekeeping, and it was way more accessible than just talking about bugs, although that really works. It was the beehive was a really great way to like educate people over online.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not the most knowledgeable on beekeeping for being a beekeeper, but the college I went to, they actually had a freshman course on beekeeping, and I lived in an environmentally friendly house where you had to have an advisor. And so I had the beekeeping professor as our house advisor, and she had no idea that I had bees. And as soon as she found out, she was like, oh, you have to come speak to my class. And I was just so nervous. I was like, I know how to harvest honey, I know the basics, but I'm not, like this superior knowledge on bees. But it was really cool because the campus actually had hives on it because they had a campus-wide garden. So it was really cool that I didn't even know that existed until I found this advisor. And so although I don't have bees of my own here, I was still able to keep doing that while I was at college through that.
It's always amazing how people's wishes can affect them not only not only every so often, but actually every day. I think about my wish like every day, and it's really affected what I want to do in the future and like my dreams and stuff. So Jane, it was really great getting to know you and learning about your wish and how your wish continues to be a part of your life and through the business that you have and the products that you make. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. This is fun. I really enjoyed learning all about all of your incredible work and your new nonprofit. And I'm sure you're going to have so many kids lining up to learn all about everything you have to offer.
Thank you. And I want to give a special thank you to our home chapters, Make-A-Wish Alaska and Washington.
And Make-A-Wish North Dakota, as well as all of the individuals who support their mission and make wishes like ours possible.
A wish begins with hope.
And hope begins with you.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.